What's up, guys? The final score is back again. It is Thursday night, 6:30. And if you notice, my partner in crime, Matthew, has not got here yet. He's on the way. But I didn't want to delay anything going live and stuff. But hope you guys are having a good week. Hope you're enjoying Super Bowl week. Of course, we got the big game on Sunday. The Chiefs and the Eagles, of course, unless you're living under a rock, you knew that. Um, I mean, you wouldn't be watching the show if you if you didn't. Um, so, what do you guys eat like a Super Bowl party? What do you eat? Chicken wings, uh, dip, chips and dip, stuff like that. That's probably one of the best things about a Super Bowl party is what you eat. Um, and if you haven't, well, tomorrow will be the last day of it at where I work at the Rich Square Market. I'm right here. We're having a big sale, big truckload sale that it will end on Monday. So you can get all your Super Bowl Sunday stuff there. Uh, Big sale on chicken, drumsticks, and thighs. You get 20 pounds for $5. You can't beat that. But if you want one of some of those, you might want to get there early tomorrow. We will open at 7:30, and we got 500 cases came in on Tuesday. We opened at 7:30. They were gone by 10:30. And coming in late, he's going to have to be punished. Coming in late as usual.
I'm here. I'm here.
Matthew Bazemore. What's up, buddy?
Stevie? What's going on, man?
I'm going to have to write you a detention slip.
Go ahead. I've already been in detention quite a few times and ain't done much. So we can keep trying if you want to.
How are you doing, bub?
I'm doing good, man. Just working and being a grown up.
Yeah. Join the club, bud. Join the
Oh
club.
yeah.
Join the
I'm
club.
loving it. I'm
So,
loving it so far until Christmas.
that's right. You're about to be a homeowner, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Congratulations, bud. Well, that's a big grown up mood there.
It is. It is. But we'll see how grown up I am when I actually move in there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But I was started it off the show just talking about Super Bowl week and what I was asking. And nobody's really out there yet. I was asking everybody what's something they cook or have for a Super Bowl party. What's something you have at a Super Bowl party, Matthew? Your favorite thing to have?
Chicken wings and barbecue weenies.
That was quick. He didn't have to think
Yes,
about that.
I didn't. I
Chicken wings
already.
and barbecue wings.
Yes, chicken wings from Rich Square Market, to be exact.
Yeah, good. I'll tell you this: you won't find well the boxes we have for sale on that big truckload sale is not coming tomorrow. We'll have packs, but I mean, you had 35 pounds for $49 on sale, but the company called us today and said we wouldn't have them no more. So
Wow, people are
bummer.
looking forward to that.
Everybody, I guess they were saying it was going to be like everybody wanted it for Super Bowl week. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's your favorite thing to eat
Uh,
at a Super Bowl
just about
party?
any of it. Just about any of it.
Yeah.
Somebody, somebody used to when we had it was like a buffalo chicken dip.
Chicken dip. Oh yeah, that's
Good
so good.
lord, that was good. I like the little uh smoked sausage and barbecue sauce stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good. I
Yeah,
love. I
and
like
I
that.
love wings now, but
Yeah.
the
Wings is
wings.
good for anything. After
Yeah,
church, before church, at the Super Bowl, after the Super Bowl, before it. It's good anytime. Also, you ever try
in
that sausage dip
the bed.
in the bed? Yep. Why not?
So
You know the sausage dip?
yeah,
Yeah, I like that too.
yeah, oh yeah. Um, so I've been listening to, and I listen to Mike Fiorio, and I'm sure I'm butchering his name, and Chris Sims. They do the Pro Football Talk podcast, and all week long, and even last week, listening to him talk about the game, and I can't figure out because your boy Chris Sims, his daddy's Phil Sims, one of your Giant guys.
Yes, sir.
I can't figure out if he hates the Eagles so much that he is crawling up Patrick Mahomes' butt or what. I mean, and him and Fiorio, they're both pretty much. I don't know why they picked the games today, and both of them picked the Chiefs in the close games. I don't know how they picked them in the close games the way they talked all week because the way if you listen to them, there's no chance for the Eagles to win that game on Sunday. And even though they're the better team, they kept saying they're the better team, but these guys are ready to anoint Patrick Mahomes as the best quarterback besides Tom Brady that's ever played. I mean, they're talking about better than Montana. They're talking about better than Elway and all those quarterbacks back in the day. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I was not a 49ers fan. I got tired of the 49ers really quick when they were on that run.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. No quarterback that I've seen, and I'm including Tom Brady in this, and, I'll probably get bashed for this, but that's fine. No quarterback played better in Super Bowls than Joe Montana. Joe Montana would, I mean, I'm going to look up his stats in the Super Bowl, but Joe Montana. Yeah.
While you're looking up that, I'm gonna say about the Patrick Mahomes thing. I think it's a little too early to say he's the GOAT or the next big thing. I mean, better than all those people, like John Elway and Joe Montana and Phil Sims.
I mean, come on now, bud.
Yeah, I was snap back into
yeah, you're reaching there. He's 68% completion percentage, 1,100 yards. This is in what, 4 games? Yeah, 4 games, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. So, I mean, his quarterback rating overall is 127.8. The last Super Bowl he played in, when they crushed Denver, he had 5 touchdown passes, no interceptions, and 297 yards. He's thrown for over 300 twice. And, I mean, the guy was pretty much perfect in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, I can't say that about Elway in the Super Bowl because Elway had a rough spot. He won those last 2 Super Bowls, but the ones before that, yeah, he was not good for him. But, I'm not ready. As soon as Brady's retired, all these guys are ready to we've got to latch on to somebody, and they're latching on to Mahomes. Yeah. And I'm like, and one of the other things they were saying, they pretty much said the Eagles did deserve to be there because they were like, they've never faced a quarterback like Mahomes. And I'm like, they played every team just about in the NFC. I mean, looking at their schedule, let's look at their schedule.
Did they play the Chiefs earlier in the season?
I don't think they played the Chiefs.
Oh, really? Okay.
But, I mean, everything was downplayed on the Eagles. Like, they were contradicting themselves because they were saying they're the better team, but guess what? The Chiefs can do this better. And I'm like, and talking about, they got off easy when Purdy got hurt, which, yeah, they did, but that's part of the game. And the last time I checked, the Chiefs didn't dominate anybody in the playoffs. No. And I hate to bring this up, but, the Eagles dominated the Giants and the 49ers in the playoffs.
You're right. I mean, the Eagles look way more explosive than the Chiefs have all year. I have underestimated the Chiefs for at least 10 weeks out of the season.
Okay, looking at it, they played Aaron Rodgers, who everybody thinks is great, and they beat
Yeah.
beat them. Dak, they played him twice, and granted, Hurts wasn't in the second game. Um, let's see, not really seeing, but I just don't see who the Chiefs have played that would make me see like, oh yeah, the Chiefs have done so much better. This game is not going to come down to and look, they keep talking about Jalen Hurts' shoulder. Well, yeah, his shoulder gets to heal 2 weeks, just like Pat Mahomes' uh, ankle sprain does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why aren't you talking about that? Oh, he overcame the ankle sprain in the playoffs. Well, Hurts overcame the shoulder injury in the playoffs. He didn't look like it was bothering him too much.
Mm-mm.
And I'm gonna compare. We're gonna compare the Chiefs' schedule. I'm looking at their schedule now. So they beat the Jaguars in the playoffs, 27-20. Not a dominant game. Beat the the Bengals with help with two third downs
Yeah.
and some other stuff that went on. 23-20. So no domination there. Let's see. Looking at the regular season, Tom Brady's up here. They lost to Josh Allen. They lost to the 49ers. They got beat by 20 points then. And I mean, what other quarter? They lost to Burrow in the regular season. These games they won are not against the any better competition than the
teams.
Eagles.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, as far as conferences go, I would say the NFC East was the top conference in football this year. And the AFC West was a disappointment because they were going in on paper. You look at them on paper between the Raiders, the Chargers, the Chiefs, and gosh, who else is the other team? The Broncos. That was supposed to be the most competitive conference in football, but Derek Carr and company didn't have a great year. Russell Wilson sure didn't have a great year, which that's probably the least of his problems right now from what's come out today. But you know, I don't see where you can crawl up the Chiefs' butt and say
Mm-mm.
the Chiefs going to win. I mean, you know, there's nothing in there that where I'm going. I'm thinking going into this game, oh, the Chiefs are going to even Patrick Mahomes is going to just tear them up, and it's not going to even
Yeah.
be close. No,
I
I
just
don't
don't
see
see that
that.
happening. I don't see that happening.
I think when you look at uh, what the Eagles do, the Eagles defensive line, they rotate guys in and out on that defensive line. So the whole game, that defensive line is fresh. And they get after the quarterback. And if Mahomes, yeah, I no, I'm not saying Mahomes is not a good quarterback. Of course he is. He's been what Super Bowl every year but 1 year since he's been a starter. AFC Championship every year since he's been a starter. No, there's no doubt about it. But it's not just the Mahomes show here.
That's right. Yeah.
And look, that injury, that ankle sprain, say that gets aggravated in the game. The 49ers had a good defense, and you know, the Eagles have a good defense. Well, I said the 49ers. The Bengals had a good defense, but the Bengals didn't have the defense that the Eagles do. The Eagles will get after him, and my question is, are the Bengals going to be conservative at first, or are they going to do like they usually do and come out and blitz and try to get after him from the start?
You mean the Eagles?
The Eagles, excuse me. And did I
Yeah.
say 49ers again? Or the
You
Bengals?
said Bengals. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
so I mean, what would you do, Matthew, if you're the Eagles defensive coordinator? You're going against Mahomes. What would you do? Would you start off like, well, what got you there and get after him, or would you play more conservative and make him kind of think a little bit more?
I would just go after him. Do like you've been doing all year long. It's worked all year long. Keep doing what you're doing. Go in strong. Put pressure on them, and that'll make them start thinking too.
Yeah. Well,
He'll
that
have to
should
refigure some
get him on
stuff
the
out.
get him moving.
Yeah, exactly. And just do like the Eagles been doing. I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna come out strong from the beginning to the end.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll give our thoughts and our picks near the end of near the end of the podcast tonight on that. Looking at some news.
Stevie, real quick,
Yeah, go ahead.
was I the only one watching that pathetic Pro Bowl?
I was going to talk about that.
Okay.
That's not the Pro Bowl. You mean the Pro Bowl games?
Yeah,
Not
the
the
Pro
Pro
Bowl
Bowl.
games.
The
Yeah,
Pro
you're right.
Bowl games. That's what they're called now. Dude, I watched some of it. I watched, I turned it over there just because I was curious.
Yeah.
And I was like, the dodgeball game was on. I was like, okay, they're playing dodgeball. That's a good. They play flag football, which I understand. The NFL is trying to push like flag
Safety.
football for kids all through the country, and this is a good way to do that. But really this, I would rather you just name an all-pro team, give them the honor, and just cancel the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, this
It,
this has
it,
become a
yeah.
joke.
It has, and that's why. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, if they're gonna do it like this, just give them honors and have a little ceremony,
Yeah, I
because
mean,
it was so.
you
It
it was
was
so what?
just so. It was so pathetic to listen to. Like it. Like the commentating was bad. This everything was just,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's disrespectful to like the players in a way.
You want to hear something funny that I
Yes.
found out this week and I did not know?
Hmm.
The winning team, which was the NFC in the Pro
Hmm.
Bowl, each player on that winning team, the NFC team, gets paid. They got paid more money to win the Pro Bowl than the losing team will be in the Super Bowl. Does that make sense?
No, not at all. I
Yes.
don't understand that.
Yes. They get paid more than the losing team will in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, somebody could probably say, you know, oh, no, I doubt anybody. You'll be stupid to do it. But I'd rather go play in the Pro Bowl games. I'd rather go play dodgeball. No, that's not going to happen.
Nah, no.
That's
I
not going
don't
to
think
happen.
so.
But yeah, I watched a little bit of it, and
I did
I would
too, and the
say
reason why I did. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
The reason why I did watch it because Eli Manning was the coach for NFC and Peyton was the coach for the AFC.
Yeah. Did you hear? Did you hear Eli's little comments after the game?
No, I didn't.
I am the best Manning coach ever. He was talking about they were asking him who the MVP was, and they were saying he said all the NFC players are MVPs this year. So Robert Matthews has kicked in. He's in here now, and
So Robert,
this is another thing we're going to talk about. We mentioned it on the Final Score Facebook group. It's been talked about. Pollard, the running back for the Cowboys, gets his leg broke in the game against the 49ers. And now the NFL is looking into banning tackling from the side.
what?
Because of that injury, they are looking into it. So you tell me, how is a defensive player when he's chasing a guy with the ball, he's going to say, oh, guess what? All that guy's got to do, as long as I keep him beside me, he can't tackle me.
Yeah.
I mean, and my comment in the Facebook group was just go ahead and strap the flags on them now. Continue the Pro Bowl games
Yep.
into the regular season of the NFL. That's what it's coming to. I
It
mean,
is.
yeah, and just like Robert said, no hitting the receiver while he's trying to catch the ball. He's a defenseless receiver. I mean, come on, guys. If you're gonna let him catch the ball, just don't worry about it. Just give him the ball. Let him catch it, and then I guess we got. Is it okay to hit you now? Is it all right if I hit him now?
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess I can't tackle him because I
Can't
might as well
tackle
let him
from the
get,
side, and you got to wait for him to catch the ball.
and I might as well let him go ahead and get the touchdown because if I touch him from right here, then
Yeah.
it'll get called, penalty.
God forbid he's a quarterback.
Oh my God, yeah.
He would be in big trouble then if you touched him.
In a few years, there ain't gonna be no such thing as a sacking.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to touch
Jalen
him.
Ramsey. I did see the highlights. Jalen Ramsey, when they were playing that flag football game, he unloaded on somebody. I forgot who that was he hit. But yeah. So
It probably comes natural. Like by this point,
yeah, I mean,
you don't think about a flag.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. These guys have played so much, and they're not thinking about. It's so like muscle memory to them. How
Yeah.
they're not used to having to let up on somebody and not touch them or not hit them. They're going after them. So I don't fault Jalen Ramsey on that one. I really
Not
don't.
me either.
Looking at some of the news stories here, and we'll get through these real quick. T. Higgins was interviewed at Super Bowl week, and the wide receiver for the Bengals. That impressive wide receiving core. A lot of talk now about trade rumors about T. Higgins. They've got Boyd and Chase. Chase is going to come up on a contract extension. Burrow is going to get a contract extension for long. So Higgins is. If they're saying if they can't make strides on a contract for him in the offseason, that he may be traded. If I'm the Bengals, if I'm Joe Burrow, you want to see these quarterbacks out there and say, well, they want what's best for the team. I know they've got to make a living, and this is a job too. But when you get so much money that there's not enough to go around for the weapons that you throw to, then what would you rather do? Would you rather, if you're a competitor like I think Joe Burrow is, money's good, but there's only so much you can spend on. Would you rather have that Super Bowl ring or have that bling in your hand?
I'd rather have a Super Bowl ring.
I mean, I understand. Believe me, I understand. But you don't have to have one of these outrageous contracts that hampers your team. Right now, they're in good shape because he's still on that rookie contract. But when the time comes with him and Chase, they're going to want that money. And then it just, what do you do then? You don't have enough money to go around for everybody. And your targets are going to be, you just have to, I guess, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to deal with the card you've been dealt and try to move on. But they've got a great receiving core there. And as me as a Steeler fan, it's fine with me if they let him go somewhere else. But man, it would be amazing to see if they could keep that receiving core together for a while, see what they could do.
Joe Burrow's gonna have to. Somebody's gonna have to take a pay cut.
Well, the thing is, he can't take a pay cut yet. He hadn't been paid good money yet. So
true.
I'm saying, he's just going to have to. I mean, if he wants to keep all these weapons he's got, he's going to have to just say, "Look, I don't need this big quarterback. I mean, big contract." I'm all over the place today, Anna Matthew. Sorry about that, but I don't know. It's not like it used to be. It's all about the business, buddy. It's all about the
Yep,
business.
yep. And speaking of T. Higgins, the Giants are looking at trading him.
Oh, really?
Him or Brandon Ayuk from San Francisco.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, I
So
think we should give up a first round pick for one of them.
I want to hear what you think about this. Roger Goodell comes out this week at a press conference on Wednesday. NFL officiating has never been better. that was my reaction. That's funny.
I beg to differ because hashtag NFL is rigged was
You
like
see all
on the
these
high
people.
this year.
Do you see all these people talking about the script for the NFL for the
Yes,
Super Bowl come out?
yes.
If that game ends up 37-34 Eagles, then I'm gonna yeah. I saw a picture and somebody had it was like they said it was a script for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it had 37-34. If that ends up being the final score, you don't think anybody's gonna be talking about that? That's gonna be big news there,
It
buddy.
is.
Big news. And I'm
And
looking it
stuff
up
like
right
that
now.
can bankrupt the NFL because people's gonna stop watching.
Oh yeah, I would stop. I mean,
Yeah.
I would probably think about stop watching then. I'm seeing if I can pull up the picture of it. Let's see.
But 37-34, how can they like control the game that much too?
Yeah,
Like how can they control it
37-34
that well?
Eagles. It would be 24-13 Chiefs at the half. So the Chiefs would score 10 points in the second half, and the Eagles would score 24. And I mean, it's got everything. I mean, obviously somebody could have made this up to look like it, but I mean, it's got a lot of people talking. I mean, and a lot of the players are saying, I didn't realize somebody said they didn't give me the script or something like that. And one player said, why do you think, gosh, who was it? It was a defensive back for the Ravens come out this week and said, why do you think one of the receivers had so many yards on me? It was in the script. And I'm sure, I think he was being sarcastic and playing like joking.
Yeah.
But who knows? You don't know. Maybe he wasn't.
But again, how can they control the game like that to where?
Matthew, did you see what the referees did in the Chiefs game?
Yeah, I get that, but every play, like you're gonna control every little play to make sure they don't
You
score.
go back.
To make sure.
You go back and look at some of those plays. There was should have been a roughing the passer.
Yeah.
Burrow got hit like 2 seconds after he let the ball go. I mean, he was standing there. The ball had been released, and right in front of the referee, the ball he gets hit, and the referee's sitting right there. And Burrow, I'll give Burrow credit. Burrow doesn't complain to the referees, but that one he looked at the referee and threw his hands up like, "What are you doing?" The 2 third down plays, when they didn't get the third down conversion on 3rd and 9. They got 3rd and 4, and they stopped the play. Claimed they stopped the play. They did it again, and they got sacked. So they couldn't give them 3 third downs, so they had to punt. But my thing is, if they could stop the play in that game, yeah, the grounding call, that's another one, Robert. Good. Thank you for reminding me. But if they could stop the play in that game and replay that play, why couldn't, in the Eagles 49ers game, why couldn't they stop that play when that guy didn't make the catch and say, hold on, we gotta look at this. We gotta look at this. Why did they stop that play? I mean, it's
probably in the script.
the script, I guess.
Yeah, that's got. I mean, I get
I don't know,
it.
dude.
I get it, but that's the only question I got still. Like, I get calling the plays, what penalties and whatever they call, but if it ends up the exact same numbers as the script that we see, like I don't know. You're depending on a lot of what the players are doing too.
Yeah, but
Are the players in the script? I doubt it.
are they in on it? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I
But
don't think so.
I mean, who knows? There's a lot to do with, and somebody brought up that Fiorio on one of his podcasts early in the year talking about the, and I'm gonna bring up a sore subject for you. The Giants game against the Commanders. He was talking about where you let one referee make a decision, and could that referee have been got to by, it's happened before, point shaving,
Yeah.
the mob. I mean, not just the mob, but people that are gambling on the games could have got to the referee and said, "Look, we'll pay. As long as this game ends up this, we'll give you this much money." And with the NFL pushing betting as much as they have been over the last year, I mean, every game you see one of them Bet MGM commercials up there at least 4 or 5 times a game. And they even talk about the odds up there sometimes. So
yeah,
who knows? You got to be careful with that stuff.
You do.
Speaking of being careful, on Michael Irvin. You hear about Michael Irvin?
No.
Former Dallas Cowboy, Hall of Famer, NFL Network employee. He has been pulled he was pulled early in the week from the remainder of NFL Network's Super Bowl week coverage after a complaint about his behavior in a hotel Sunday night. So listen to this story now. I'm gonna read this. This comes from thescore.com. The Hall of Fame wide receiver went on a Dallas radio station Wednesday and said he was asked by network officials to move to another hotel on Monday after what he described as a brief encounter with a woman. NFL Network spokesman Alex Rithmiller said Michael Irvin will not be a part of NFL's Super Bowl coverage this week. And Irvin said the conversation with the woman lasted between 45 seconds and 1 minute. Irvin also said initially he didn't remember the meeting because I had a few drinks, to tell you the truth. Irvin said he did not know the woman and there was no sexual wrongdoing. And this is what Irvin said and what he told in an interview during the Shan and RJ show. Sunday night when I came into the hotel, they asked what I did. And I said, I just went straight to the room. But I guess I had met somebody in the lobby, talked to somebody in the lobby for about a minute. And then I went to my room. And then after I got up there, they said they had to move me in the hotel. He said, I didn't talk to anybody. I went straight to the room. And then they showed me on camera that I did talk to somebody. I talked to this girl for about a minute. I don't know what. They didn't show it to me. Okay. They told it to me. I didn't see it. I guess the girl said I said something to her within that minute that we talked, and so they moved me. So here's the thing that gets me. He said, I didn't talk to anybody. I went straight to the room, and then they showed it to me that I did talk to somebody. I talked to this girl for about a minute. I don't know what. They didn't show it to me. They showed it to you, but they didn't show it to you? Yeah. Well, you got a fire going on about there, bud?
I don't know. No, not me. I hate living in the city, man. It's always something, sirens going on or something.
I didn't know if Michael Irvin was in your neck of the
woods. No, he ain't allowed this way.
But yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying he did anything, but in this day and age, when people can, if you even talk to somebody, they can claim that you said something, and it's your word against theirs.
Yep.
And obviously, if Irvin didn't do anything, which I'm not saying he did, but everybody knows this is where your reputation comes into effect.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Michael Irvin's reputation in the past, and that girl may have known that his reputation in the past and just said, he said this to me and blah blah blah. So who are they going to believe? Of course, they don't want to have an incident on their hand. They believe the girl, and they move him to the hotel, and then they take him off NFL Network coverage. Obviously, I don't think if they weren't pretty certain that he had done something, they would have taken him off NFL Network coverage. But I may be wrong. So, but that's one of the strange stories so far this week of the Super Bowl. Ron Rivera came out this week. Of course, the head coach of the Washington Commanders, and said they will not be looking for a veteran quarterback. That Howell will be the starting quarterback going into the regular season. Which I think Sam Howell, I think he made the right call there.
Yeah.
My question is, if you keep Heineke there as a backup, where does Carson Wentz fit in the picture?
I see them cutting him, and I don't see nobody else picking Carson Wentz up. Honestly, yeah.
I would think, they would. That would. I mean, if I'm Carson Wentz, you got to see by now that, look, I don't have what it takes anymore. Something I've lost what I had. Injuries have caught up with me. I've lost my confidence, and I just need to hang it up, or either just be happy being a backup quarterback holding a clipboard for less money. I mean,
still a lot of money.
yeah, I mean, he's making a lot of money. He's going to make a lot of money. He's made a lot of money for doing nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. He got a heck of a contract from Philadelphia after they had another quarterback go win the Super Bowl for him. Then when that didn't work, he got a heck of a deal from the Colts and a heck of a deal from the Commanders.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think he should have enough money now to take care of himself, but where he could take a clipboard, carry a job, pay for a while. If Howe does get the starting job, it will be the team's 7th different week 1 starting quarterback in as many years. He could be. Robert said Carson Wentz could be a body double for Dale Earnhardt Jr. So you've had let's name these quarterbacks off now. You've had Kirk Cousins in 2017, Alex Smith in 2018, Case Keenum in 2019, Dwayne Haskins in 2020, Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2021, and Carson Wentz in 2022. That's a heck of a lot.
Before that was Robert Griffin.
RG3.
Yeah.
Which Cousins kept the starting job for a while because they franchised him a couple of years. So going off of football for a little bit, because I want to talk about this. I don't want to be LeBron sets the NBA score record, passes Kareem for the scoring record. Does this make him the greatest player in the NBA of all time?
No.
Absolutely not.
It makes him the most headlined basketball player of all time.
I mean, people out there are just talking about it like, oh, he's got the scoring title. What else does he need to do to show you guys he's the greatest of all time? Well, first
Win
of
some.
all, you don't need to lose in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Second of all, you need to play night after night. And I don't care how old you are. He was doing this 4 or 5 years ago. You need to play 82 games if possible. And stop being a freaking whiner. Geez. Somebody brought up a good point. LeBron is the best player to ever play the NBA that nobody will ever tie him to a certain team. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you think about the best players in basketball. Kareem, of course, you think of the Lakers. Magic Johnson, you think of the Lakers. Jordan, you think of the Bulls. Larry Bird, Celtics. What's the team you think of when you think of LeBron?
About 4 or 5 different ones.
I mean, is it the Heat? Is it the Cavaliers? Is
Yeah.
it the Lakers? Is it some team to be named later? I mean, I don't get it.
Stay on one team, win a couple rings, and you might be the best. But
Well, he you will never, and I'm talking never, convince me that LeBron is even in the top 5 of best players of all time. He's not there. He couldn't handle and everybody's gonna say, well, there are different rules now. But I mean, you can't punish him for that. Yes, I can. I can punish him with that if I want to.
yeah,
That just shows me that he could not handle the 82 game season plus playoffs in the NBA back in the day with if he had to play the Detroit Pistons and the Bad Boys and they beat him up every night, he wouldn't he be no, he wouldn't be able to handle it. Sorry, you can say what you want to, but that's my opinion. Robert saying he hates the NBA, but do you think Durant will help or hurt the Suns? Whew.
it's hard to
I'm a,
say for me, but
I'm
I will say help.
I'm a little torn on that one. I mean, if he can stay healthy
Yeah.
and because he's no spring chicken no more. He's up there. I mean, he can't. I don't think he can hurt them, but can he help them enough where the way everybody's talking about, and because they're now the favorites to win uh, the NBA title this year because of that. I don't know. I'm just torn on that. Durant. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike Durant. I think Durant does. He's a heck of a player, and you don't hear him complaining all the
No.
time like some other people do. But I don't know. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to anoint the Suns the NBA champions because of because Durant came over. You know, how about Kyrie Irving to the Mavericks? I mean, the Mavericks already have a pretty good team, and if Kyrie can keep his head straight, that might be
And mouth
a
shut.
team to watch out for. Um, what would really, really just make me laugh, and I would laugh so hard. Westbrook gets traded to the Jazz, right? I think
Hmm.
he gets traded to the Jazz. I would laugh so hard if playoff time comes and Russell Westbrook is playing in the playoffs and LeBron James is sitting at home. How funny would that be? I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
I
just
guess
thinking,
that's what the greatest of all time players do. Sit at home
yeah,
and
I mean,
watch. You know.
did they make the playoffs last year? The Lakers didn't make the playoffs last year.
No, they came close, but I don't think they.
Do
Yeah,
you
they didn't make the
remember
playoffs.
Jordan and the Bulls never ever not making the playoffs after Jordan really hit his prime? No,
No.
I can ask you that. No. If he hadn't decided to play baseball, the Bulls would have won 8 straight titles, and this wouldn't even be a conversation. But Robert said he would love to see 4-step LeBron driving there with the '80s Pistons. Yeah, it wouldn't be pretty for LeBron. I mean, you think that crying he was doing at the end of the Boston game the other night was bad. He'd be crying even worse on this one. Okay.
Do you know the basketball player Ken Bazemore?
Yep, he's from Bertie County, I think.
Yeah, I know. I work with a guy. That's his cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
He played for the Lakers for a while. I don't know if LeBron was there when he played, but
I don't think so. I think that was before LeBron.
Okay, here's a good story right here. Aaron Rodgers. He's going on a darkness retreat before making his final decision on his future. The 4-time MVP highlighted the importance of an upcoming darkness retreat as he continues to mull over whether he wants to return to the Packers for a 19th season, retire, or request a trade. This is how he describes a darkness retreat. It's just sitting in isolation, meditation, dealing with your thoughts. It stimulates DMT, so there can be some hallucinations in there.
Yeah.
What else is Aaron Rodgers doing? But it's just kind of sitting in silence, which most of us never do. We rarely even turn our phone off or put the blinds down to sleep in darkness. I'm really looking forward to it. Just to be able to contemplate all things about my future and then make a decision I feel like is best for me moving forward and in the highest interest of my happiness. Yeah, you don't think he's going to have a little smoke in there when he's seeing hallucinations? You don't just sit in isolation.
No. Sounds like to
Right
me, Aaron
now,
needs to go.
that's the line of the night right there. Darkness. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
Sounds like to me, Aaron Rodgers needs to go be a doctor. Anybody having psychological issues, go to him.
Hey, yeah, he's not there, bud.
He's not.
I honestly think there's a good chance, and Packers fans will not be upset about this, that he ends up with the Raiders. He's got
Raiders and
Devontae
Jets.
Adams. Devontae Adams is calling about it. Yeah, he could be reunited with Devontae. I think he might do that if the
I'm
Raiders.
thinking with the Jets.
I don't think he'll be back in Green Bay next year.
No. It'll definitely be New York Jets or the Raiders.
But if he does come back, he needs to learn to sit in these meetings with his young wide receiving crew and
Throughout the
not
whole
just
season.
try to intimidate them and make,
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is the betting favorite to be Super Bowl MVP ahead of Jalen Hurts. Well, that's a surprise. Mahomes says MVP will be a team award as well as an individual one. Okay. But you know what? As much as I talk about how they're playing this whole Patrick Mahomes better than, nobody is talking about Andy Reid. I mean, Andy Reid has done a hell of a job with Kansas City.
Yeah.
And another person that I want to talk about. This hit me last night. I mean, it's been on my mind for a while, but I pretty much posted it last night. Eric Bieniemy. I remember Eric Bieniemy as a running back, University of Colorado. Did a great job there. He was one of my favorite players back at that time. Offensive coordinator for Kansas City Chiefs. He is also rumored to be in talks for the offensive coordinator job with the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington Commanders. Now, he's been in charge of this offense ever since Mahomes got there and done a hell of a job. No doubt about it. But people ask, and I asked when I saw this that he was in that for being an offensive coordinator. I was like, why would you want to sidestep, have the same job at a team with two teams that you know aren't as good as the team you are now? And somebody made a great point. The fact that Eric Bieniemy has not got a head coaching job by now is a travesty to me. And I don't care if he's black, white, purple, yellow, whatever. When you've got that kind of offense, that caliber offense, you need to be. He should have had a head coaching job by now. Hell, the Houston Texans made a special teams. I don't forgot what his title was, but he wasn't a coordinator. They named him head coach 2 years ago. And you've got an offensive coordinator that's done this, that's got this resume, but you're not gonna give him a head coaching job. It's something, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But the thing with Bieniemy, I think he wants to go somewhere where Patrick Mahomes is not. Hopefully, do the same kind of job with the offense at that team, and then that would prove to them. Maybe there's some people out there saying, "Well, the only reason he's doing this is because of Mahomes." I don't buy that. I mean, Bieniemy's done some great things with that offense. I mean, it helps to have a quarterback like Mahomes, but I just don't buy the whole thing. If he wouldn't, okay. Robert's telling me something now. He played for San Diego in the Super Bowl. In pregame warmups, his own defensive player clocked him in warmups. They spoke about it for a few seconds and moved on. So I don't know what happened there, but I mean, I don't know if there's an attitude issue or what, but look, Rex Ryan got a freaking head coaching job. And if you don't think that man's got attitude, then yeah, I got another juice for you. I just don't understand why he hadn't got a head coaching job yet. It's just beyond me. But and to see some of the guys that have got like take for instance, and Denver Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett, head coaching job, in way over his head. But the fact is, Bieniemy may be way over his head when he gets that job, but give him that chance and see what he can do. I mean, I just don't get it. I would love to hear more of that story about Bieniemy, and I'm gonna look up and see if they say anything about it up here. But that was on my mind last night when I saw that, and I said, we need to talk about that. But Super Bowl. See, they're talking about already. He's been a hothead. As far as offense coordinator stuff, right now I'm where my feet are. Bieniemy said Monday. Right now I'm focused on helping us win this game this weekend. He's been the offensive coordinator since 2018. He's been passed over for head coaching role 16 times since 2019.
Wow.
Nagy, you remember Nagy left there and went to there's a lot of bad coaches that have got the Robert said, "How about Kip, Napoleon Dynamite's brother, coaching the Dolphins?" Yeah, I mean, after the fact that he what he did in that, what was it, the Buffalo game? The Dolphins, the Buffalo game, when he was on the sideline taking vaping and taking his time. Yeah, I don't pay too much attention to that guy. Let's see. I'm still looking up the enemy stuff. All right, before we get too far into it, we're getting ready to wrap it up. He was calling LaFonda. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this. I'm going to put a thread up on the Final Score Facebook page, and this is going to be a Super Bowl discussion thread, and that's also going to be the place where you put your Super Bowl predictions. Put it on that thread, and we'll go from that thread on Facebook. Put your comment on it, and whoever gets closest, picks the winner and gets closest score, will get a Final Score T-shirt, courtesy of Mr. Matthew Bazemore, who was gracious enough to donate some T-shirts. Now, Robert, don't be calling for a 4X, because I don't think we got a 4X up here.
Plus, you could have gotten one a long time ago.
Look, if we give you one that's, he's saying extra large. I don't think we got an extra large up here. You just have to give it to your beautiful wife if you win that. Because if it's not a Rush T-shirt, I know Tanner's not going to wear it. Talking about your son, that joke of a group, Rush, whatever they are. You know who Rush is, Matthew?
Yeah, the band.
Yeah, do you listen to them?
Not really. I don't know anybody that does.
Whoa!
What's that one song? Oh my god!
Tom
how does
Sawyer?
it go? Yes.
Yeah.
Every time that comes out, I just skip it.
I like Tom Sawyer because that was on the Waterboy. Remember when Waterboy came in after halftime and they started playing Tom Sawyer? And
Yeah, I get
it's
that.
time to open up some whoop ass.
Time to open up some whoop ass.
But yeah, we could talk on and on about Rush, but Robert and his son are Rush fans. So believe me, I've tried to listen to them, and
I have too.
It's not my kind of bag. Like
Just start listening to Bush.
Tanner's
Bush is better.
Hold on a second. Tanner's coming to Raleigh. What does that mean? Does that mean he's going to NC State? All right, Matthew, I'm gonna let you go first. Let's hear what your pick is for the Super Bowl.
Eagles 31, Kansas City 27.
Wow.
Yep. I think
that's pretty close to what I've had. I had Eagles 30, Chiefs 28. I think it's not going to be a shootout. I don't think it's going to be the. I should have picked 37-34 to see what evidently that's the script.
Yeah, evidently that is the script, but I'm at like I don't know the script because if I get it right, I'm the man.
Oh, Matthew, what he's saying, his son's coming to Raleigh to get you for talking about Rush.
My door's unlocked. I'll pull up my playlist, but listen, Tanner, I don't know you, but we can get to know Bush. We can get to know
Tool.
Tool. We can get to know.
You listen to Tool?
No.
Okay.
Don't. But
you like Bush?
I do like
not
Bush.
The beer.
No. Only when I'm like really drunk and I can start drinking that Bush.
Who is okay? While we're off to 7, who was your favorite band?
My favorite band?
Yeah.
Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, you may get some brownie points with Robert on that one. He is a big Alice in Chains fan.
Alice, I can listen to him all day long.
Okay. So Robert may call Tanner off of you with
That's
that.
right. I lock my door
Yeah.
back.
Robert said yes.
Yeah. All right. If that's so, I'll lock my door back.
Yeah. So,
Nah.
yeah. He said you changed the B on Bush to a R and you'd be all right. No.
Won't be in a rush to do that.
Oh, like the way he did that, I won't be in a
Yep.
rush to do
To
that.
do that, yeah.
I listened to a Rush album the other night, and I was like, yeah, there was one song that was okay, but I'm just like, would I want to listen to this like even when I was a kid, like teenager, would I want to listen to this over and over? Instead, I want to listen to Kiss. Does
These days,
Matthew like Duvall?
William Duvall.
William
Yeah,
Duvall.
dude. Yeah.
He's talking about.
Oh,
I guess he's talking about the lead singer for Alice in Chains.
William Duvall.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's his name.
yeah.
Yeah, I like. He's okay.
You like him better than Lane?
No. No way. No way. People say he sounds just like Lane Staley, but I don't think so. He does sound similar to him, but I do like the way William Duvall has put his own. He keeps it traditional Alice in Chains, but he also puts his own little spin to it.
Right.
I do like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I like William Duvall. Or
Yeah, I don't
Duvall.
mind. I'm not big. I'm not up on Alice in Chains like y'all are. As far as, um, you know, also I know their hits stuff like that. I can't go deep into it, but I don't mind. Jerry could. What's his name? Cantrell. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like him. I
I do
like him. I
too.
think he's pretty cool.
I went to
His
go see
singing.
it back in I think September. I went to go see Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin, and Bush in concert, and that's the first time I've heard Alice in Chains live. And yeah, when you hear William in person, he does not sound like him at all.
Have you been to see him in person, Robert? Since William was up, and here we are. Our Super Bowl conversation has now gone to Alice in Chains hour. Or as long as it's not Rush, we're all right.
That's right. Or Kiss. Stevie.
What? Kiss?
Or Kiss.
Kiss. Whatever.
I'm barking up the wrong tree again.
Yeah, you really are there, bud. Don't start on a Kiss deal. Um. Anyway, any last words before we get out of here, Matthew?
You didn't. What would you say your picks were for the Super
I
Bowl?
said 30-28
30
Philly.
28.
Philly.
Philly's going to get it. Then what for Patrick Mahomes?
Well, I mean, that'll be the second Super Bowl he's lost?
Yeah. Will Jalen Hurts be the next big thing?
No, they won't do that.
He's
That's
just
just
a
like-
rookie.
Look, what killed me with this quarterback conversation, where they're ready to throw a quarterback in the midst after they win a Super Bowl in the midst of the greatest of all time. In that group. Well, it's time for them to go in that group. No, it's not. Just because you want to look, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. I mean, does that mean he's mentioned in the greatest quarterbacks of all time? No.
No.
He didn't even come back the next year. I mean, they went out and got another quarterback the next year, and it backfired on them. But don't anoint these guys so quickly.
Yeah.
No, Montana, as much as I won't say I didn't like it, as much as I pulled against Montana, I didn't have a problem with them saying he was one of the greatest. The only problem I have with Montana, he would throw a 5-yard slant, and then Jerry Rice or John Taylor would run like 80 yards, and they were like, "Oh, what a great throw by Montana!"
Yeah, no.
But Jerry Rice and John Taylor didn't do anything. Elway was not the best. I'm sorry. It's Super Bowl wise, you missed that part of the conversation. Super Bowl wise, Montana by far was the best Super Bowl quarterback. As much as I hate to say it, Robert, Montana was the best Super Bowl quarterback out there. And regular season quarterback, Mike Francesca, I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's been a long time sports writer in New York. And they asked him, they were talking about Brady. And he's not lying. If you look on the Final Score group, it's up there. The video of him talking about it. I couldn't find a part where he was lying. I mean, I'm not a Brady fan, but I was like, when I heard this, I was like, yeah, he's crazy to be saying this. But I couldn't find a part where he was lying. He was talking about, he said, I've watched. Who put up 55 on the Redskins, Robert? You talking about in the Super Bowl? Yeah, he didn't put 50. Elway didn't. Anyway, I will have to see what. Yeah, he picked Montana as the best Super Bowl quarterback, and I agree with him. But as far as a regular season quarterback, he picked Peyton Manning. And the reason he said Brady wasn't there, I mean, Brady played for how long? 23 years?
Yeah.
He said, of course, he's going to have more chances to get to Super Bowls and all this stuff, but, he was not, he didn't feel like he was the greatest quarterback regular season or the Super Bowl. And I can't, Stephen A. Smith was sitting there listening to him. He said, I can't see where he's telling a lie. But, and even my dogs agree.
Did you see the video of Jalen Hurts? A reporter asked him. He said they asked him about how do you feel about yourself, being at this position, your first year in the NFL, and he was like, they didn't even want me here. And the reporter's like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, they didn't even want me here. Then he referred to a Bible scripture. Did you see that?
No.
Because
I didn't see that. I have to look up. I'll have to look that up.
I'll send it to you. I can send it to you.
Okay.
Because they even asked him, like, are you referring to Philadelphia didn't want you here, or the organization itself? And he wouldn't say. He would just say they didn't even want me here. And then he referred to
send
the
that
Bible
to
scripture.
me.
Yeah, I will.
Send that to me. All right, guys. That's going to do it for this week on the Final Score. Hope you guys have a great Super Bowl weekend. I just found out today I will be off on Sunday. I was thinking I was going to work, so I'll be on and off on here all day Sunday, going live and seeing what you guys think. Trying to get some more picks in there. But Matthew, enjoy. Where are you going to be spending the Super Bowl party at?
I'll be here. I got a friend coming over.
Okay.
I'll be here in Raleigh. But
all right. So let everybody let us know what your Super Bowl party is, what you're cooking and all that stuff, so we can get some ideas. And we'll guys, get your Super Bowl picks in. Like I said, we're gonna have that thread on the Final Score, and I'll share that on all my Facebook pages, so that'll give you more chances to do it. But get that score in and get you a Final Score T-shirt. Throw out a shout out to my boy Robert Matthews. Appreciate you coming in as always, bud. Chris Bevins, appreciate you coming in. You didn't comment, but I saw you liked the video, so I appreciate that. And everybody that listens, I got some interviews coming up. I think I'm gonna have some interviews coming up. I've got some in the bag. I'm gonna be putting up with some former ECU football players, former NFL players, actually a 2-time Super Bowl winner will be on that I recorded a while back, and I just hadn't got around to doing it. But you guys have a great week. Enjoy the Super Bowl. That's the final score.